Hi and welcome to WarHQ. My name is Lucius, and on today's episode, as promised, we'll be going through some of the kill team announcements for Octarius. We've already done 2 videos prior to this, and I'll leave some links down below for that if you want to catch up on what they're doing, if you've been living under a rock or something and haven't understood what's going on. These videos are really just to break down what's going on within Kill Team Octarius itself. Now, with today's episode, what we're going to go through is the matched play mission leaks and also the narrative play mission leaks, which they announced this week. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. But if you'd like to support this channel, please subscribe. That means heaps to us. It takes a second to do, and it's awesome. Really love if you do that. Like, comment, share, all those things. You know what to do. And also, you guys know this channel if you're a regular subscriber. We use frozen 3D printers here, and I've done quite a few episodes on some of the things I've managed to achieve with that. We have an affiliate program with them at the moment, so I'll leave a link for that up here. It's in an information tab just above, or a link below. One way to support this channel, which we really appreciate, is if you are thinking about buying a frozen printer, if that's what you like and you've researched and that's what you're going for, then you can buy it for our affiliate link, and we just get a little bit of a kickback on that, and it's just to help keep the channel going and to make stuff happen. But for now, let's get started. Matched play is a game mode that focuses on providing the most mechanically balanced games possible, ensuring that you and your opponent have a level playing field to test your strategic nouns against each other. The strategic decisions begin before your models even hit the tabletop, so you'll need to bring your A game to emerge victorious on the battlefields of Kill Team. A fairly interesting article about the matched play aspect, and I think this is what a lot of us Kill Teamers will be looking for, is what's going on with matched play. We get a little bit of a hint here of a few exciting things. The first thing is that we know that there's going to be 9 missions to choose from in the core manual. Each of these is going to have their own objectives and special actions. Now, one of these mission objectives here that we see is called Consecrate Ground. So with Consecrate Ground, what you can do, it's a 1 AP for one of your operatives, and an operative can perform this action while within a circle of a non-consecrated objective marker it controls until the start of the next turning point, and the turning point we know is going to be basically turns, and we know now that there are 4. That objective marker is consecrated, and that operative's APL and defense characteristics and the attacks characteristics of its melee weapons are increased by 1. So this is huge. It's like you're fortifying yourself on an objective. And then you can see one of the mission objectives for one of these particular missions could be at the end of the turning point, for each consecrated objective marker friendly operatives control, you score 1 VP to a maximum of 4 VPs per player per turning point. That's huge. So if you're playing the objective game and you can consecrate these places and hold them, then you're going to be scoring a lot of victory points within that particular mission. So that is very interesting. So how they're selling this as well is really like the the last Kill Team, where if you're worried, say you got that consecrate objective mission, and you're like, oh, I have like a bit of an elite kill team that only has 5 operatives or something, then what they're saying is with the roster design, and we've already gone through the roster design in a previous episode, with this roster design, you'll be able to, if you know you're going to be playing this mission, then you can choose from your available operatives that you think would be best for this mission. And that's what they're saying with the 20-man roster thing. That's how it works, right? So obviously we know this has been broken up into the little individual fire teams. So you might be able to put a whole bunch of different fire teams on there, and then you might be like, okay, well, I've got this one where I've got to capture objectives. Maybe I'll go more of a horde kind of list, or maybe I'll add in, if you are playing like Imperial Guard or something, you might be like, well, I'll get a Tempest of Scion thing so that they're tough and nuts to crack and I can whack them on the objectives, whatever you're thinking, right? But basically the roster is there to give you options to be able to tackle any of these missions, and that's pretty much where they're going for with it. Also introduced to this concept of secondary objectives, and what they've called them here are TAC ops. So the TAC ops are going to be basically just a secondary objective. And I don't know how many you choose, but there's probably, before there were 3 secondary objectives that you chose in the previous kill team. But who knows for this one? But they have given us a few examples here, and let's have a look at them. So the first one that they've given us is called Challenge. So reveal this TAC op in the target reveal step of the first turning point, so within the first turn. Select 1 enemy operative and 1 friendly operative. If that enemy operative is incapacitated by that friendly operative, you score 1 VP. If you achieve the first condition, while the enemy operative is within red pentagon of that friendly operative, you score 1 VP. So there's basically 2 parts to that objective, and if you can score both, then there's 2 VP for you. I quite like that, you know what I mean? So if you can get in close enough on the first turn or whenever you're going to do this, you can score 2 VP or 1. Just depends on how successful you are with it. The next TAC op we got to look at is called Rob and Ransack. So you can reveal this TAC op when an enemy operative is incapacitated by a friendly operative within triangle of it, and that friendly operative is more than square from other enemy operatives. Okay, so you score 1 VP, so for taking the enemy out in those conditions, and at the end of the battle, if you achieve the first condition, so you've incapacitated that enemy model within triangle, and that friendly operative has still not been incapacitated, you score another VP. So that's interesting. So in this Rob and Ransack, basically scoring a VP for taking out that enemy that you chose, and then you're also scoring 1 at the end of the battle if that friendly operative is still alive, which is awesome. Could be hard to achieve, but if you've got a particularly strong operative, like a Terminator or something, and you think it's going to live to the end of the battle, then maybe this is a good option. So another one they give us here is Interloper. And this one's quite interesting. After selecting this TAC op, secretly select 1 friendly operative to be your Interloper. You must reveal this TAC op when your Interloper performs the Interlope action. Remove your Interloper from the kill zone and score 2 VP. Your Interloper can perform the following mission action once. So the mission action Interlope is 1 AP. And to perform this action while within triangle of an enemy kill zone edge and more than square from enemy operatives. So very interesting. So this one could work really well if you've got a bit of chaff, maybe, and maybe you put that chaff in reserve. So say you're an orc team and maybe you've got a couple of goblins or something, 3-point goblins. Put one of those in reserve, drop it in at a opportune time when everything is fairly safe and the enemy have moved forward and not really close to where that goblin might be. Get him into an Interloper spot and basically score 2 VP. Pretty easy points if you ask me. Also a hint within this match play that you might be able to place additional barricades, so terrain, and choose extra equipment for your operatives. I'm not quite sure what that means, if that extra equipment's just coming off your normal things, like from your roster, like maybe you're switching operatives or something. I don't know what that means, but we will see, I guess. But that for now is the match play information that we have for the new kill team. A Spec Ops campaign is the story of your own personal kill team's rise from fresh faces to hardened veterans, picking up unique skills along the way as they tackle cinematic missions and face ongoing consequences of their actions. The faction you pick and the operatives you recruit aren't just faceless drones, complete nameless missions, but rather heroes like Sergeant Venner and his faithful sabotaging critical air defences behind traitor lines. So, as we'd expect from narrative campaigning, it looks like the new kill team Octarius is going to be one of these things where you have like an overall mission that you need to achieve within your campaign, which is called a core objective. And this is broken up into multi-stage missions to help you achieve that. And we have been told that these can be different, but like between enemy and stuff. So like your opponent may have a different sort of core objective than you do, and a different way of achieving that, which makes it interesting. Also hints at, even if your mates are playing match play, you can still be playing the narrative game and giving yourself experience for the games and going through that process as well, which is cool. So like, you know, you can add your team in just into a match play event without using their special abilities and that, and still continue developing as well. Now, it seems like our operatives, and also a new thing, which is our base of operations, which is new. So each of the kill teams is going to have its very own base of operations, and this will gain in experience. It'll gain different bits and pieces that it can add to it. They did give us a bit of a thing here, which is called a narrative data slate, which seems to be your base of operations. So the one that they've given us here is for Krieg, and it's the base of operation is a trench station, and its history is propaganda assets, quirks, buy the book. All these are going to mean something. So it's stash. You know, you can see there it's got a few different things in there. So entrenching shovels, topographical charts. So all these are going to have in-game effects. These are like special equipment that you'll be able to use in-game. And yeah, it has a medical bay as well, so that's going to play some sort of role as well. You can see that it has requisition points and it has asset capacity, so how many assets you can have and amount of requisition points you've achieved. Now on top of this, they already also have a narrative data card which they released as well. Just an example here, which is a Sergeant Krieg dude with a plasma pistol and a power sword, who has the battle honors of duelist. So that's interesting. It has a couple of little 6 experience points and it has 2 of the boxes over there on the right tick. So these are all going to mean something in game. So yeah, fairly interesting, I guess. Another thing that they did hint at here is that your operatives are going to be able to receive injuries, and they are also going to be able to recover post-game. So they do say here that every operative that's taken out of action there, you can roll a d6 at the end of a battle. On a 2+, they kind of recover, and you can use in the next fight. On a 1, they receive an injury or death kind of thing. So there's going to be another table for that, where you might lose an arm, you might have some sort of negative that continues on to your next game with that operative. But they do hint at being able to repair and heal those operatives over the span of the game too. So that's encouraging, I guess. And this is just one of those things where you've got an ongoing narrative campaign. So I'm not a narrative player myself, but look, I'll give this a go at some stage. I'm sure it'll be pretty fun. But for now, yeah, that's what we know about the narrative campaigning. So there we have the announcements we've had for both matched and narrative play missions within the new kill team Octarius that is due to come out soon. I hope you've enjoyed this content. Thank you so much for sticking around. There's been another announcement since I've done this video, and I'll be getting onto that soon, and probably some of the other ones after that, by the time we're probably looking at this. So for now, my name is Lucius. You're you. Please subscribe to the channel, and we thank you very much for your time.